What's good? It's your girl Drea G,
This is Tasha, also known as the Black Rogue.
and we are back.
All
What's
right.
good? What's good, Tosh?
Nothing much. I'm just excited about the BET Awards. Even though I don't know if it's going to be virtual again this year, because last year they did a good job virtually. I felt like it was very clean, the cleanest I have ever seen it last year. So I'm excited about this year.
They didn't have a choice. It had to be extremely precise last year. And you know what? Last year, it's great that they did their thing virtually because it was their 20th celebration. So I know that them turning 21 this year, they're gonna ratchet it up
Right.
a big factor, being that we're all outside. I see that if you live in the LA area, you can actually submit if you're vaccinated to be an audience member. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. I love it. And it's Black Music Month. So again, yeah, it's gonna be the bomb.
All right.
That's kind of retro. The bomb.
Right.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit for
I
sure.
wish I was there, Lord Jesus. One day
I
I'll be there.
know. I know, but even though you're not going to be there, you're going to be, when this drops, you will be frolicking on a beach somewhere, or no, you won't. It'll be past that. Well, either way, all good.
All righty. Well, let's bring it up to our segment, our top 10 segment, Bless Your Heart or Pour It Up. So we're gonna go look back at this past year and just talk about some moments in music and entertainment that are either we're gonna drink to that or we're gonna be like, yeah, bless your
Oh,
heart to that situation.
yeah, we're gonna bless their hearts to the situation. Okay, so we got it. So in honor of the BET Awards coming up, we can do a year in review. So
I guess we're gonna start off with number one, Megan and Tori. So that was this past year
mm,
and currently still. That was like the craziest situation where I don't know. Now I'm so confused because Tori is nominated, but yet Megan say he shot him. So I don't know whose side BT is on. I'm a little confused right now, but it is what it is.
they're being very neutral. They're being, what is it called? This is Sweden. Uh, they're being very neutral at this point, because obviously the case is still playing out in court. They both have legal restrictions. So I don't know. We're gonna see how it plays out, but just enough in itself at the top of the year, or like whenever we heard about it in 2020, it was just like, damn, like really, like, did this actually take place? Did he actually shoot a woman? I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's definitely had a lot of like lasting like impacts on him for work, for business, and with other people like wanting to work with him.
I'm just confused because how BET is still gonna support Tory, but R. Kelly, he, even though we all know he did it, but he's still in court. So, and has R. Kelly been accused guilty yet?
Has he
Right.
been proven guilty?
Oh yes. Oh, okay. I'm like,
Has he been proven guilty? I feel like, I mean, in the social media court of law, he has been, but in the court of law, I want to say that he was definitely charged with something, which is why he is still there, years later. So, yeah. So I don't know, Megan, Tory. I hope that whatever gets worked out. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever hear what truly transpired that night.
we will,
But
because I'm gonna be right there when they go to court or whatever. I'm gonna be right there watching online because
what
I know he did that shit. I don't care. He's short. Short people be angry.
short tempers, right? But my thing is, I just knew it was some footage somewhere around all these homes. I watch enough
Right.
First 48 to know that a lot of these buildings, commercial buildings, a lot of homes, they got camera footage. Nobody got camera footage of what happened. Ain't no red lights that is going to cue us into what happened, like the elevator,
TMZ will
debacle.
find it. They will find it eventually.
Child, they ain't found it yet. So we shall see. We'll just have to see. Time will tell with that one. So number two, this is another kind of like bless your heart type situation. Joe Budden this year, as far as I guess, music goes. I mean, we haven't got a lot of music as far as him, but we know that as far as being in the podcast world, he had a pretty big platform for a while, very, very popular. And we kind of saw the demise of that this year.
Right. We did,
Yeah, and it wasn't pretty. So it looked to be like one of his close friends and podcast host Rory, somebody that had probably been with him for a while. They fell out. And then, just to add insult to injury on the back end of it, Olivia Dope came out and was like, he put me in an uncomfortable working situation. So it hasn't been a very great year for him. And it's funny because I feel like just a year ago, especially like when he was parting ways from his baby's mom, Cynthia Santana or whatever. He just was like kind of high on the hog. I know they had just picked up a show on Revolt TV and all this stuff. So now just, a year later, year and a half later, just all these things kind of coming to the forefront. Must be kind of sucky. So hoping that, just in the future that he can do better. Looks like he's still at it with it, but yeah. What do you think?
Number three. So this past year, they BT had a documentary, No Limit Chronicles, and it basically told the entire story of No Limit and Master P and how he created the record company and how he hired all Black people to help him run it. And then when he went up to like white executives, he was like, nah, you need to pay me what I'm worth. I need to have my masters. Like, it was such an eye-opener. We already knew that Master P was a businessman, but it was really like an eye-opener to his life. And this man was also hood. Like, he didn't care. He went to like the hoodest places and was about that life. Like, and then he was pro-Black too, with trying to help out other Black people. So, that was a good doc.
Right. You know what? People don't give Master P enough credit. I feel like he is such an icon. Like, I have so much respect for him. And I just think, people talk about track this and, who invented certain things. And I just remember Master P was the original Mr. Ice Cream Man. Like, he literally has a track about, being an ice cream man, but
I thought Gucci was.
He is, but like that was probably like 1990 when that track came out. Like this was like one of Master P's first projects, and just to see how wide he's cast his scope, his lens, just and to see how many pots that he's been able to get into. And even though he's like, from the streets, like, he's always had a lot of street smarts. He's always just known how to get it. And we haven't just seen it in just music. We've seen it in film. We've seen it in just all the different brands that he has his hands in. So yeah, shout out to him.
So this past year, it's been a lot of gun violence and a lot of rappers that have been killed. It's been crazy. It's something like one of your I think one of your Dallas artists was killed.
Oh yes. Okay, so gun violence has definitely been on the rise for sure, especially like during this like 2020 with pandemic, and even after it's still on the rise. But yeah, Mo 3 from Dallas, he got gunned down like in broad daylight, like on the freeway. It's crazy, but it's definitely been a prevalent thing. And even aside from him, I think about Asian Doll's boyfriend, King Von, that was, killed in Atlanta, young dude, just very sad.
And then they FBG Duck in Chicago, a rapper, he was killed. And then they actually found the person that killed Jam Master Jay this past year too, which was, I know his family was trying to get that closure. And
Right.
Webby died. Little Richard also died outside of being killed. Just people that just passing away. It's been a lot of deaths in entertainment.
Right, right. For sure. And even, to piggyback on that, I mean, like Little Dirk, like out of Chicago, like recently, his brother was recently killed. And I mean, they were just, they had pictures circulating from them when they were at Pierre from Quality Control Music, his birthday celebration. And just, very shortly after he was gunned down. And so this is the rapper's brother. And so, it's just a rise in that. And I mean, it's been a thing, it's been ongoing, and we even see rappers post, they just say, how dangerous they feel like, their role is, or like, being a rapper, like, you're almost an endangered species, or like it's a very
But you know what? The crazy thing is some of these rappers are actually putting themselves in situations to kill people or get killed. Look at Regine this past year. What's his name? YFN Little
yeah,
Lucci.
wife
I
and
forgot
Lucci.
what his name is. That boy up there, how you rich and you up there shooting at people and doing shit like that to put yourself in prison. Like that don't make no damn sense. Like I just don't get this shit.
I don't know, but it's gonna take some long looks in the mirror, and you know what? Aside from that, it's gonna take people like, unfortunately, like Dirk losing his brother, and just being an advocate, because it's just like, well, with bloodshed, like, yeah, you could kill your enemy and you could brag about it on songs and you could have it for bragging rights, but you got family too. And so at some point, well, we got to turn the tide. And I just hope that, I mean, I just think that collectively, like, we got to start a movement to where it's like, because it's so pervasive. It's everywhere. It's like, you don't want this to happen to you. You don't want your loved ones to be victims of it, but yet you're rapping about certain stuff and you're rapping about gunplay. So it's very hard, because it becomes one of those things where you live by the sword that you die by the sword, and if you're talking about certain things, it's going to play out. But I'm just hoping that consciously that we could all decide to make like a united front in like various like major cities, and it just sparks something, because it's time. It's like, it really is. It's just like it's useless for us to have violence and angst against one another, people that look like us. So number 5 in music. So it looks like the birth of verses. So the
Right.
birth of verses was such a big thing, and this was great because when we were all like in lockdown and quarantine, like we all needed something to feel united, and this was great because we were all inside, we all felt connected. It's like we're all online.
We
It's
did.
like, and it's like, oh my God, it's like you having these experiences. They're digital, but you feel it because it's like a big Twitter.
Right.
It's like a big like chat room, and this thing is happening live. So I definitely think that verses, I mean,
What was your
this is
favorite one?
uh what has been my favorite verses to date. You know what? That's tough, man. I really love the Isley and the Earth, Wind, and
I
Fire.
missed that one, so I didn't get to see it.
That shit, that shit was lit. Let me see another one that was one of my personal favorites. I really liked when the Dream and Sean Garrett went against one another.
Oh, I didn't watch
So
that either. You watched the ones I didn't watch.
though, but those were so good because those are songwriters. So they
Mm.
had all the cuts. They had Beyonce, they had Destiny Child, like, can you keep up? Like they literally, like they
Mm.
had a lot of major hits. So those were some really great ones
I
that I
like the
enjoyed
hood
watching.
one. I
Which
like
one?
Good
I
One.
love me
So
some Gucci
that was my
and
favorite, that
Jeezy.
Gucci and the Jeezy, because back in the day, I was like the biggest Jeezy fan. Like,
Me
I
too,
ain't know nothing
girl.
about Coke. I learned how to make Coke, and I don't make Coke, but he taught you everything,
How to
It,
flip it, how to cut
yes.
it, how to distribute it. Right.
I used to, man, Jeezy, and then My President Is Black. What? That was my song when Obama won. My President Is Black. My Lambo is blue. That's my shit.
Tear it
Um,
up. If you was, in the thug love, right? Like I used to be a big Jeezy fan, but I was always a Gucci fan too. And
Gucci fly.
I'm not gonna lie. After the verses, he kind of turned me on a little bit more. He's 6'4", he a tall drink of
He
water,
was
he
rude as fuck, the Jeezy
sexy
though.
chocolate.
He was
I'm just
so rude.
like, I just love his thug appeal, and I just love that, shit. He
He's a
kept it
murderer.
funky.
He
He
shot and killed.
That was in self-defense.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He could protect me.
Right.
As he a gentleman and a gangster. I like it.
We had the
Uh,
Brandy versus Monica too. That was good. That was
I
okay.
did. Yeah, Brandy versus Monica. I really like that. And we did a little, online mashup of that. I was Team Monica. Think you were Team Brandy, but I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, it was straight. Monica had a little attitude, but it was okay.
She didn't have no attitude. She didn't have no, but you
She
know
didn't
what?
like she wanted to be there. She had no energy. She didn't have no high energy.
You know what? You folks in the peanut gallery, we always got something to say because Keisha Cole and Ashanti was the same way. They were
Keisha
they
was
were kind of
high.
dry.
Keisha was high. Keisha was a little drunk or high. That's my boo. She was okay. She had energy. She was lit. And Shanti was always laughing. That's all she do is laugh all day.
And take pretty pictures. And hey, but she brought the good energy, and then Keisha brought the other element of that. So yeah.
And then DMX, he did one before he passed. I think it was with Snoop Dogg. Yeah, rest
I
in peace,
missed that
DMX.
one. Oh, yes, rest well, King.
Number 6, the WAP controversy.
I'm not
So that was crazy.
I'm not sure why it was so much controversy. Like,
It
like
was a lot of man hated it. It was so much bashing. I was like, damn. But
yet in their music, they love to talk about, how many women they screwing, how many women they doing, how many of them they can get simultaneously together, in a group type setting. Like, come on, like, I don't understand. Like, come on, the hypocrisy and the double standards got to stop. I'm glad that they made a lot of money doing it.
right.
So, hey,
That video was good too. I liked the video. I thought it was dope. I like that they gave shout out to like Suki and the other little rappers, the other little female rapper.
Ruby
Yeah.
Rose, Mulatto,
Yeah.
Rosalie, like, you know what I'm saying? And they were showing love, and I love that female camaraderie because both of these two ladies getting together, and they came together this year, and it was no drama. It's like they just put it in our lap. They were like, hey, we got a single dropping and a video.
Right.
And they work well together. And you know what's funny is I know Party and Cardi, they're really close, friends, and they collaborate on music together. And the fact that Meg ended up getting with Party later, I feel like obviously the situation worked out all the way
Right. They
around.
cute too. They cute couple. Hopefully they last.
I hope so too. Party fine, so
He is. He's a little cutie.
and she fine. They make a cute couple. They both tall and fine, and so I hope it works.
Lord, I see what you do for others, Lord.
Right. Let's see what you do for me. And you know what? I love it too because Meg is back. She took a couple of week break, not too long, but hopefully it was enough to rejuvenate, restore, and get her mind right for the next phase.
So number 7, Chloe and Holly, man. They had a big year this past year. They've been nominated for a couple of awards too, a couple BET awards.
Awards. I mean, Chloe is trying to take over Instagram with, her personal account and all her sexy shots, letting you know, like,
She
I'm a
cornbread.
woman. Right. She like, I'm a woman. I feel confident. I'm feeling all my sexy. And then we have Holly, who's doing her thing right now too. She got cast to play Ariel for the what is it? Is it a live remake of The Little Mermaid? I don't
I think it
know.
is.
Right. So I know she's doing her thing, and I think she was like,
Grownish. They both do
yep.
that grownish
I
shit.
know. You know what? It's so funny. I just got on to Grownish and my sister put me on to it, but I like that show. It's very cute. It's cute writing. It's done well. But I like it. But yeah, so I like seeing them in that too. Very cute. So I like what the girls are doing. They're young. I feel like they're hot. They're multi-talented. And so
Right.
I feel like shit. If like if Chloe want to keep ratcheting up her sex appeal and doing her, and Holly continue to do movies, and they even do solo things, I think that would be dope. But I like what the sisters are doing.
All right.
All
So
right.
number 8.
Okay, so number 8, Jasmine Sullivan. And so you know what? Jasmine Sullivan was on our radar this year, and I know she dropped a project that had the ladies in their feelings. I loved, I don't know about you, Tosh, but I loved Hotels. And Hotels was the project that she had earlier this year, or whatever. But it had a couple of cuts on there. The one with Ari Lennox, Sit on It.
Right.
That's the cut. But then she had another one that was a cut. Don't forget to drop off your feelings. So that one was a big cut too. But yeah, I loved it because it was all about just female empowerment. I love that she had, other female duets with other songstresses, and that they're just, just talking about things that women go through, that we all go through, uh,
Right.
coming of age. So shout out to her. I think it was an empowering project. She showed off vocals, body. I loved it. I loved it.
So number 9, everybody know if you listen to this show, I'm a Nicki Minaj fan and Andrea's a Nicki Minaj hater.
She's a super fan, a Barb.
So this past year, Nicki, it's kind of weird because Nicki went from being hated to being pregnant to being ghost to now she's back on track and now people love her. I'm just like so confused. It's like this new generation, they'll flip the switch real quick on you. So, I hopefully, Nicki Minaj stays on the chill tip like Beyonce, because y'all know Beyonce be on the chill tip because Nicki is an icon. So hopefully she just continues staying on the chill tip and
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's dope that she's showing off her family life and that we get to see her and her baby boy. I think it's dope. And like I said in earlier episodes for this season, I think it's cool that we get to see her in this aspect because she's been such a boss. And so now she's a mom, all that good stuff. So shout out to Nikki. So number 10, we have Black is King. Now this was a big moment,
right.
for Beyonce, and not even just Beyonce. I just overall, just for the culture, Black culture, for the Black diaspora. I just think that it was just a dope body of work. And I love the fact that it just united so many people and brought together Kid. There was T.Y. Savage on it was so many people. Tierra Whack. And then the visuals,
Right. It was
crazy.
beautiful. Beautiful. Giving a shout out to Africa. Because she did a good job showcasing the different countries and the different,
Different
everything.
tribes, just different designers. It just was so, it was
Dances, everything. Lord, she did that.
yes,
It was
visually.
the story being told, I guess the little boy was Simba. So it was such a beautiful, she's just getting more talented, or I don't know if it's her team getting talented with telling these stories. I have seen her growth. You know, I remember back in the day, Prince was up there, you know, kind of low key hating on her because she doesn't write her own music. You know, Prince wrote all his own stuff, you know, he's real super talented. But, you know, even though Beyonce don't really write her stuff, like I see growth in other ways, like with her impact, with her, you know, culture impact. You know, some people do feel like Beyonce is a culture jacker. You know, I have heard people be like, well, you know, she did the New Orleans thing and like she tried to make that a trend. And now she's trying to make Africa and doing Africa and doing a trend with that, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I don't feel like she's totally a culture jacker. I feel like she is showcasing other cultures.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
I think that she's an artist, and I think that she's inspired and influenced by different cultures, different imagery. And I think that we all have a right to. I saw something recently, you know, people like to be like, there's nothing new under the sun. So it's just like, you know, how can we fault her for, you know, bringing her art and bringing her vision of it, or, you know, what have not. So shout out to Beyonce, because it was just a beautiful body of work, a beautiful portrayal of us. And a lot of it was done with her money. So, hey, it don't get no better or bigger than that. So shout out to her.
So I guess this is going to bring us to our Southern Soundoff. So our Southern Soundoff is going to be about the BET Awards and about music and the industry in general. Yeah. So Andrea, what were some of your favorite past BET Award moments?
Okay, so this is a big deal because BET Awards is turning 21, you know, so it originally started in 2001. So it's so much ground that we can cover, but just, I don't know, just going down just my memory banks, things that stand out in my mind. There are a couple of performances. So for me, a big thing that I go back to today, and I want to get a repeat, an encore of it. Sierra and Chris Brown. They did Take You Down on stage, doing a duet where she was the dancer, and they killed that shit. And so even to this day, like when we talk about, you know, choreography, we talk about stage presence, performers that really know the assignment. To this day, Chris Brown and Sierra are still like some of the best performers in the business to do it. And so seeing them together was like, and you know, we were gagging. Like I just remember, like, you know, the show panning to the audience, like zooming in on Rihanna's face, because at the time her and Chris were together. But yeah, I loved it. So that was a big one for me. And then you have right now, it's a big thing on social media. It's going around the 17-year anniversary of Cater to You, Destiny's Child, you know. And so people are, you know, kind of going back now and playing back these lyrics like, what? And it's funny because I've always thought that. I'm like, y'all need to really listen to, y'all need to look alive. Y'all don't hear what the hell they saying in here. They like, tap me on my shoulder, I'll roll over. You come home late, baby, I heard you. I'm here to serve you. I mean, like, this stuff is, yeah. So, you know, that's been the message since then. But anyway, the standout performance that they had, I think it was like one of the last times that they performed as Destiny's Child for the BET Awards. And they did a remix with Cater to You, and it was like a breakdown with T-shirt. And that's when they brought Terrence Howard, Magic Johnson, and Nelly on stage for the lap dances. So that, I remember that. Do you remember that? They had the brown dresses on. That shit was hot.
That shit was cool. And you can't forget Monique. and dancing and doing all the Beyonce dances, since you're talking about Destiny Child.
Right,
She killed that
right.
shit. They
She
had brought
did.
out all the big girls out there showing love. And then we got, like, when we talking about performers, Jamie Foxx performed. I felt like he did a good job. He did all these Michael Jackson dances. He was entertaining the whole show. And
Listen,
that's a
Jamie is the
talented man.
GOAT.
Mhm.
Jamie is Texas bred. Jamie is the grits. I can't say enough about Jamie, but when I think about the upper echelon of grits, I think about him because he can do it all. He's
Right.
funny, he can act, he can sing. Like he's just so multi-talented, and it just goes back to
He
that
didn't win one
good.
of those. What you call those? What do you call those? EGOTs? BGOTs? What you
Yes,
call it? That's what
right.
he
Yes, the egos that he got. I don't.
That's a
Right.
talented man right there.
Yes, he is. And you know what? What is he? Does he have an Oscar? Does he have an Oscar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he probably got a Grammy. And so he just missing something else. But like an Emmy or something like that.
He
But
got an
yeah,
Oscar for Ray. I thought he had an Oscar for Ray.
he probably does have an Oscar for Ray for
That's a
something.
talent. That's a talented
That's what
man.
I'm that's a talented brother. I love me some Jamie Foxx. Can't say enough about him. But so those were some moments. And you talking about Jamie, even I just remember when Maxwell, I love me some Maxwell. Maxwell, he had this performance where I think we were tributing Al Green, and he sang Simply Beautiful. And that was maybe like one of the first times that I had really heard that song. And I had to go find the original. He just did it so well. But that was another standout performance. But the BET Awards, it's like we're not like they never been a shortage for great performances and putting on a great show. For the past, 21 years since they've been in existence, 20 years they've been in existence, it's like we know that like all these other award shows, like they have shows, but when we talk about like honoring like and appreciating Black music, we know that nobody does it quite
Right.
like the BET Awards. They just don't. You
Right.
know, I mean, they get the shows that nobody gets. Like Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, all that Prince, Stevie Wonder on the stage. I mean, you just can't. But all right, so we've talked about some of our memorable moments. All right, so what about, the rise of I'm here in BK. So right now we see a rise of BK drill rap. It's very prevalent right now. And you know what? I don't know my thoughts on drill rap. We see a lot of artists emerging from it or whatever, but drill rap is just like it's funny because I feel like it's the East Coast version of Southern trap. Like drill is their version and trap is our version of it.
I don't know a lot of these people, girl. I don't know. Like, I think Pop Smoke, rest his soul. I feel like, well, actually, before Pop Smoke, what was that little boy name that went to jail, that's out of jail now?
Bobby Schmurder.
Bobby Smurder. I feel like because he's from Brooklyn too. He from
Yeah.
Troy.
He's from
Troy
Bed-Stuy.
Ave. Like Troy Ave.
No,
Nah.
Troy Ave is another rapper.
Oh,
And he's probably from Troy Avenue. He's from Crown Heights. But Schmurder is from I want to say he's from Bed-Stuy.
Oh, okay. I feel like he is the one that like, because I feel like New York rap was kind of like quiet. Yeah, we had like the big names like Fabulous and Jay-Z. And what's that boy named French Montana, even though he from New York?
Yeah, he's from the Bronx.
Yeah, we had them three, like kind of like
you had a
right.
lot. No,
We had ASAP. We had
Right.
ASAP Ferg, but I feel like it was kind of off and on. It'll be like, okay, they drop some music and then they'll disappear for a minute, But now it's just like so many like Brooklyn rappers. And I feel like that boy Bobby started all of this stuff with the young, new millennial movement. And then Pop Smoke came, rest his soul. And then all these other rappers that I don't know who the fuck they are. Fivio, who the heck is Fivio? I'm old, so I don't be knowing.
It's 5EO. That's the one.
5EO.
Send me the Eddie, I'm hunting them down. Bow.
Right.
Bow.
They got the same flow. All of these little rappers got the same flow.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's all in that line of drill rap. So you got Nick, Nick Blicky, you got 22 G's, you got Chef G, you got 5EO Foreign.
Takashi too. What's his name? Takani? Ain't he from Brooklyn?
Takashi is from Brooklyn.
He's from Bushwick, right?
I'm
stereotyping him and shit because Bushwick got all the Spanish people. I ain't shit.
He may be from, you know what? I can't even tell you where he's from, but I do know that he's from Brooklyn. But you know what? Even you do have like, I feel like, yes, drill rap has definitely become more prevalent. Like Pop Smoke was like a big person that was like, I guess you could say that he was like a figurehead of it. But right. Even aside from Pop Smoke, some of these artists I don't know a whole bunch about, but like 22 G's, Chef G, I've listened to them, I've heard them, 5EO Foreign. It's all in that same line of that drill. And drill originally originated in the south side of Chicago. So we used to hear people like Chief Keef, like they were all that drill rap. But like I said,
they still in their swag, girl. New York still in Chicago swag now.
Well, you know what? I guess because drill goes all into what you're rapping about. It's a lot of times it's guns, violence, but it's also the cadence. It's also they're like a lot of like ominous type beats. Like they're like a certain sounding type of beat. So Chicago had it, and then New York made their version of it. And then, you got drill rap all over the world now, but that's just like how trap was. I feel like, people are like, oh,
Tashkaki, what's his name?
Takashi.
He's drill rap too.
I would consider him drill rap because
he be yelling a lot, Lord.
Right. He got, but you know what?
His shit be lit though. Even though he ain't shit, his shit be lit.
You know what? Some of his cuts, but I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't classify Takashi as a drill rapper. He has had cuts that maybe the beats, but no, because we've seen him have pop records. I think he has something with Tory Lanez. Like he's not necessarily, I wouldn't classify him as a drill rapper, but like I said, 5EO Foreign, people like that, like Chef G, 22 G's, their sounds, like I said, drill rap is really like trap music, but just dressed up in the East Coast and on the south side of Chicago, to me.
All righty. So what do you think? I know Pop Smoke been nominated for some of the BET Awards this year. So what is your opinion on some of these nominations this year? It's very interesting. Like I noticed that the South has been running the best male hip hop artist nominees. They got the Baby. They got he's from North Carolina. J. Cole from North Carolina. I think Jack Harlow, that white boy, he's from Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, damn. And they got Lil Baby. So I'm like, okay, the South is pretty much running that category. And then you look at album of the year, we're not really running that category, but it's like half and half. We got the Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, and Chloe and Holly, because they from Georgia, I think. So it's like, okay.
I'm gonna lie.
What's your opinion on these nominations?
I mean, aside from just the nominations, I felt like this for a while. I feel like the South I feel like we are the wave makers when it comes to music of lately. And I've been thinking this, I've been feeling this way. And like, I feel like people don't want to give the South as much credit as we deserve, but I just feel like we've had a lot of variety and a lot of dynamicism come out of the South. And I'm talking about whether we're talking about Outkast, whether we're talking about a Lil Wayne, whether we're talking about a Lil Baby, whether we're talking about a Master P, whether we're talking about a Scarface. I feel like,
Even
this.
gospel singers, girl. Kurt Franklin, Yolanda Adams.
I'm like, right,
We
right.
got diversity range,
Erica Badu, like, right, like we literally, right. So I just feel like we have always been a contributing factor. So to me, seeing the BET nominations and seeing, how we're representing strong, that's not a surprise, because if you look on the charts and the stuff that's trending, yeah, you got other coasts, and we're gonna show those coasts love too. But the South is has been ahead of the wave. So I just feel like it's represented in the nominees. Let's see. It
New
makes
Yorkers be tired of us though, girl. They feel like Southern rappers can't rap. They be feeling
and
like they
then
all trash.
and then they call us mumble rappers. But then the thing about it is, it's like, well, what do you call the drill rappers here? Because it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't praise one thing on one hand and be like, oh, well, because it's essentially the same thing.
They
And
be
the
feeling
drip,
like we ruined shit though. They be feeling like the South ruined hip hop.
a lot of people are influenced by us. I feel like, I mean, we could say the same thing about a lot of places. Like, I don't want to get into pointing fingers. We've all contributed. I feel like the South, like especially these last couple of years, like if you go into clubs and you see, what's played on radios, like you can't deny the influence that the South has. Like you just can't.
I got a question. So when you first moved to New York, was New York playing a lot of Southern music? Because I remember when I first was interning in New York, I didn't really hear that much like Southern music. I remember my college friend, she was from New York, and she was like, girl, like we'll play like Southern music. And she was like, well, I didn't hear none of that stuff until I went to the South. I didn't, in New York, we don't play none of that. And then like over the years of me living in New York, now it's literally they play like Caribbean music, they play old school Biggie, and then they play Southern music. So how was your experience when you first moved to New York? Did they play any Southern music like that?
You know what? Certain Southern artists are always gonna make the cut. I would hear Lil Wayne, I would hear certain Atlanta rappers. So yeah, like certain things that were kind of still on the East Coast, yes. But it's so funny because when I first came here, I could not believe that I heard it was on Flex's, it was on Hot 97 at that. They played Ice Cream Paint Job by Dero. And I like in my mind, I was like, wow, he must have got a really great publishing deal. Or
Right.
like whoever did his
They ain't
shit.
want to play that shit in New York. Now they'd be like, this shit is trash.
I'm
What the
like,
fuck?
yo, they play, but no, but they were playing Ice Cream Paint Job. It was getting played up here. Like, and I was so surprised because Dero is out of Dallas. And I mean, I think he's doing some stuff still now, but I was very surprised. So that lets you know that whoever was on his team at the time, they were like, let's cast our net wide. But it was definitely on the radio when I moved here. And that was like in 2010. 2009. So yeah.
Like looking at this list of,
Nominees.
Cardi B been nominated a lot. She a New Yorker. But I don't know why, am I bugging? But I don't know why she's nominated for video of the year for Up. I didn't feel like Up was that great of a video. I felt like it was just a regular video. If anything, I feel like Megan's video with the baby. What's that song that she got with the baby?
Movie. Or no, it's Cry
No.
Baby.
Cry Baby. I love that video, the Toy Story theme. So I'm like, why the heck is Cardi B nominated for Up? That shit was whack. It was just a dance. That's it. But that Cry Baby shit, that was a good video.
I wasn't a fan as much as Cry Baby because I didn't like the choreography. But nevertheless,
you didn't like Cardi. Wait, you didn't like who's choreography?
I didn't like the choreography in Cry Baby. I didn't like all them fast dance movements that they had.
But she also had that other one that we did. The
Body.
yes, I did that whole dance on my Instagram. So I'm like, why is she not nominated for the video of the year? And Cardi is. I just feel like they just wanted to put Cardi because I didn't feel like Up was that great of
I didn't either. I don't think that was that
memorable video.
I don't think it was that great of a single, but
It wasn't. Cardi's songs been like lacking lately, man. The WAP was straight, but her song with DJ Khaled is kind of whack to me too. I'm like, she got to get it back together. You know, when she first came in the game, because her songs been getting kind of whack.
Got in the game like 2.5 years ago. She ain't been in the game long enough.
Oh Lord,
right.
I'm tired, Lord.
I feel like you haven't got enough of her is what you're feeling. We really haven't seen her put out consistent bodies of work like we see other artists do. We've seen singles. As far as like some of the other nominees, I don't know. I feel like, New York is New York. As far as when we talk about music, this is always still going to be a mecca and a birthplace for so much. I'm looking at some of the people that are nominated that are from the East Coast, like, Pop Smoke, like Nas.
That's my baby.
Oh, and I loved King's Disease. I think that was a great body of work. And so, I mean, and even people that are not nominated that I can see, like, New York is still strong. They got
Boston, because I didn't know that what's that little girl named Coy
Bia.
I didn't know she was from Massachusetts.
Jersey. No, Coy Leray is from New Jersey, and Bia is from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that shit. But they from up north, so shit.
Yeah, so they're all East Coast vibe. But so we see video of the year. I don't know. I don't know, but I see that like I said, the South is representing. We see them hard
why is Throat Baby not nominated?
I don't know.
They tried it. Throat Baby. I love the remix. I'm not the
tell them what you love. Tell them what you love.
I like JT when she said, what's that? When she was just like, I want to get F like a slug. Like she said some shit like that. I want to get fucked like a slug or some shit. That shit is the funniest line of that song.
So if you're not a throat goat, then why is this your song?
I like the song. Okay. I like I don't know, the beat is nice. Okay.
Okay, because only goats can relate,
I'm not. I be gagging and shit. That's not for me.
No gag reflex.
I don't know how people don't have
gag. No hands. All of that.
I'm not talented at all. I need to watch some more film.
Yeah, just practice. Just practice, girl. Practice makes perfect. But okay.
So, we touched on this a little bit about, just WAP and female artists getting a lot of hit. So it's been a lot of different female artists nominated this year, and then also newly nominated in the new category, what they call as new artists. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that female artists this day and age, do you feel like they're getting the shine that they deserve?
I feel like more we are. I think that we're getting the rightful attention that we deserve. Like with anything, there is a balance to nature, like good and evil. So naturally, just as much as people care about the men's side of hip hop, female as a whole market as well. So I do think that yes, but I still think that we get a lot of hate. And I still think that we get a lot of double standards thrown our way. They're still like, oh, it's just a bunch of stripper rap, or is that everybody sound alike? But no, it's because they're really not listening, and they really are not trying to hear us. Because if people like looked and researched and saw how many female artists are out in all the different styles and varieties that there are, they wouldn't be saying these ignorant things. And that's crazy, because you got people like Rhapsody, you got people like Tierra Whack, you got people like Young and May, you got people like Dej Loaf, you got people like Flo Milli, you got people like Doja Cat. You have so much versatility right now in the game. And so it is crazy when I still see people say that about women artists, like we don't accept bullshit from men artists in droves.
So
Like
you
you
feel
look,
they've been downplayed?
yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I feel like downplayed, ignored, because like even though there are women and we are getting more shine, like I said, so much variety. Rico Nasty, Malibu Mitch, it's so much variety. And like I said, when I hear people say that, it's just like a cheap shot, or it's a lazy excuse just to be like, you don't know anything. You can't even speak on it because you don't know. And what they play on the radio commercially is what, that's what's widely, that's what's being pushed down our throats. But hey, if you were to go support someone else, go support Young and May. I love Young and May. You know
I
what I'm
do too. I'll
saying?
date. I'll date
You're
her.
right. So, you know what I'm saying? I like Young and May. I like her style. She can rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she's not no girly girl rapper. She don't even she like
She
women.
a hood. She rap like a nigga pretty much. She said same shit they be saying in their music, but I bet niggas like her.
Right, and they do, and she's an independent artist doing it, and but yeah, she is a woman, and so it's just like but it's a lot of other women artists that have variety and have something to say, but it's just like so many people dismiss it all the time because they want to dismiss women a lot of the times and be like, oh well, da 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 da, because such a men dominated field, but again, we accept mediocrity from men all the time. We allow multiple men to be in one lane. Like it's
But who buying
never
that music? Sometimes, you gotta be real. These women buy these men's music. Women go to their concerts. Women be supporting them a lot. And the crazy man don't listen to like female hip hop music. Let's keep it real. They don't. But women listen to woman music and they also listen to male hip hop.
right.
So if women can just stick together and they can just stop listening to these male rappers who don't be fucking with us, who be saying all kind of crazy stuff about us, and just listen to female rappers, then maybe they'll get the shine that they deserve.
Right. We take our buying power back, you
Right.
know.
Because I'll
Right.
be like, I be listening to this shit like for real. I be listening to a lot of rap songs. And I be like male rappers, I'll be like, they literally is either disrespecting black women or why should I just support them? Like I was listening to I remember what's that song? It's a song with just today I was listening to Rest in Peace Pop Smoke. He had this some song
Dark skin, light skin.
yellow or some shit like that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's dark skinned girls in the club bobbing to this. And I'm like, he do not want y'all. Well, when he was living, it's not supporting
He
y'all
said
asses.
everybody. He said dark skin, hello, and he said light skin, yellow. I don't
No, he
know.
said no, he didn't. He said he liked his woman.
Okay, in that song,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. He didn't say anything about no dark skin in that song. So I was just like, and people probably bobbing to that. These dark skinned girls out here. I'm like, girl, he in that song, he don't want your ass. And y'all up there bobbing to this. So I be like, and I be listening to songs. Other rappers be up there like, the
Oh,
baby
they
had
be
some
dogging
song.
us. They
The
be
baby
like
had, the baby got this song, and it's talking about when my bitch is bad, she's
a
still like
masterpiece, right?
she still
Th-
suck them when she mad and all
Right.
that shit.
That's called
Like
manipulation.
I was like, damn, like these bitches out here up there letting this man get away with any fucking thing.
No, it's called reverse psychology in their lyrics. So yes, they're like, yes, this is what you do to be a pick me. Like, no, like we not going for all this, but yes. But yeah, it's been that way. They fuck, they slut us out, they talk real greasy about us on their own records, but then when women do it, it's an issue. And it's
But women
like, well,
don't be up
why?
there. You know what? Do they really slut men out in their songs? I guess they do. Never mind, they do.
Sometimes they do. They be like, shit, I get my head, I get my bread, or I only call you when I'm feeling lonely. Sometimes, but we don't do them greasy enough. I mean, if anything, women are talking more about their own sexuality versus the lack thereof of the man. You know, even if the man is trash, they talking about themselves and how good their own stuff is.
Right.
You know,
All
so
right. So I guess that's gonna wrap us up in our BET Awards. So make sure you
I
guys tune in.
yeah, June 27th is when it kicks off at the Microsoft Theater. So it should be interesting. I can't wait to tune in. Oh, Grits pick of the week. Who we going with? So someone that is, been in the limelight this year, a guy or girl raised in the South that's been doing their thing. The drum roll. Who we going with, Tosh?
We going with Little Baby.
You know what? We can get with that. Lil Baby has been doing Lil Baby did his thing all 2020. He's still doing his thing 2021. I love it. He a young, fly Atlanta dude getting it. And somebody that started out trapping out the mud. And I love to see it. I love to see his growth because I know people that have worked for 300 Entertainment, which was in connection with Quality Control Music at the time. But they talked about like this, like Lil Baby was like a hood dude, probably in and out of trouble with the law, his whole little, teenage years and stuff like that. So to see the growth in him and to see him transition and to see him mainstream where he is, I think it's a hell of an accomplishment. And then I love the fact that he's using his platform to actually like rap about stuff with a message. Like the bigger picture, like that shit was dope. Like,
you think he really wrote that?
What do you mean? Do I think who else wrote it?
I don't know. They be having ghostwriters, girl. I don't know. I was just saying.
I mean, that's not really a thing. Like rappers are not really supposed to have ghostwriters like that. I know in that Drake case, that was the situation, but nah, I think he wrote it. I feel like Lil Baby is so talented. I feel like his flow is just he just melts on these beats.
I used to think
And
he was slow. I used to think he was slow, girl.
and see that lets you know, like, no, he ain't
He
slow.
not. He not.
Yeah, he getting all this money right now, endorsement deals. Like he's really positioning himself. Like I said, I like that he was like a hood, street dude, but he's smart and he's smart enough to surround himself with other smart people. And it helps him to position himself because like I said, I seen him with stuff like with the Floyd situation going on and just being a social justice advocate and just trying to give back and trying to do things like I said with this platform. So I appreciate that because it's not a lot of young dudes that's doing that. And I think it's cool when you could do it in a way where it's genuine. It fits what you got going on. And yeah.
So I guess that's gonna leave us to our G code gem of the week. So, I thought about this because, we're talking about music. It's Black Music Month and BET Awards. So this is just a quote from a rapper group. The South has something to say. So Outkast, Andre said this back in the day. And pretty much that's just saying that, we have something to say in everything. And it's not just music, it's within anything that you do, like creative space, whether you're an artist, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a doctor or a researcher, Southern people, we can leave an impact within America and in the world. So just continue with what you're doing, Southern people. And if you have any hopes and dreams, continue making them and making a statement and representing for the South.
Yeah, I like that. All right. So on that note, we out this piece. It's been real. It's been good kicking it with you guys. You can stream us on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcast, Spotify, SoundCloud, Podbean,
YouTube.
Make sure you go check us out. gritsinthecitypodcast.com. You can visit us and check out our episodes and our website content there. Go check out Tits and Giggles TV as well. And
all right, y'all, stay tuned for the next episode.